Okay, so I'm here with one of the young rising stars of Irish MMA at the minute, Jake Ngai. 11-3. You fought at the IMAS. You've gone the whole way to the finals. You've got titles. You're one of the most talked about amateurs. I want to thank you very much for your time coming here today. How are you? How's things?
Yeah, thank you for having me on. Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, feeling good, training good, just everything, just not complaining to be honest. Yeah,
Yeah, and like that, we actually just spoke before we actually came on. The last time I spoke to you was before Byron Murphy, and obviously we all know what came out of that Tarico Plata, which was the first one ever in MMA. Paul Brown actually called it straight away, which was very, very good as well. How did it feel to pull off a submission like that for the first time in MMA at such a young age and on Cage Legacy?
yeah, felt amazing. Like there's just a feeling of like I've drilled this so many times in the gym and stuff, and just doing it in a fight was just surreal. And not only just like pulling off a submission like that, like just knowing that it's like the first submission that's ever been done in MMA, the first three plat ever. Like it was just it was kind of like it was just a surreal moment to be honest. And then as well as that, on top of that, Tariq Hopstock, the guy who invented the submission, followed me on Instagram, and was like, "Whoa, that was beautiful," and all. Like, it was just really made me happy.
Yeah, it is amazing. And then after that, I've seen that on a couple of pages online. I want to say Capose's Corner, who he does stuff for MMA on Point, which for me is one of the best MMA channels out there. When that went kind of viral, like was that a surreal feeling as well? Like seeing
Yeah,
your finish posted everywhere? Because obviously the
yeah,
Irish MMA scene, you'd have like me, Prospect, Severe, Energized, like we'd post it, but this was going globally. I seen it everywhere. How did that feel
yeah.
to reach such big heights at such a young age?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like because I used to watch, like I still do, like MMA on Point, and the guy like who does it, like I was just like watching it, like hearing his voice talking about me, and I was like, no way, this is actually happening right now. Like just really like felt like like my hard work is like paying off and stuff. So like it was a really proud moment for me.
Yeah, it was a fantastic moment, and as well, you had Browner who was able to call it immediately because I don't think a lot of commentators would have known. So it shows the benefit of having a BJJ black belt in the hot seat when it happens as well.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, Browner, he's some commentary, he's so much like knowledge of the game, like in my opinion, you have like some of the UFC commentators that like, wouldn't have the same like, you know, commentating ability as like Paul Brown in my opinion. So, I really like respect him, I think he's a very good commentator.
Yeah, I think I was saying this to someone. He wouldn't look out of place at a desk at ESPN or somewhere like that. His knowledge and how he articulates stuff and how he's able to get it across to the normal viewer that might not understand it as well. But you've had a lot going on since then as well. Obviously, that went on. You featured heavily on Cage Legacy. You won the belt obviously against Fufu, which was your most recent fight. How did it feel to win the belt?
Yeah, I felt great. Yeah, that was actually like my first ever like belt. Like I never actually had won a belt before. Like I've had like the IMAF like medals and the national titles and stuff, but I've never actually like fought and like won a belt on a show. So it felt really good to get that win. And yeah, against like a top opponent as well in Fufu. You just seen he got gold at the Europeans, so it just shows like the level in Ireland is really high. So yeah, it was very proud moment for me, to win the belt and everything like that. So yeah,
Yeah, and he is a top competitor like that. He went off that loss to go into the Europeans and come home with gold, which just goes to show you that was a fight that was supposed to happen before and it didn't. And then we were excited when it happened. And I think he's looking now to try and get rematch for the belt because of what he's done since he went away. But we
yeah.
leave that between you, him, and Declan. You also
hmm
fought on APFC as well. Talk to us about that experience.
Well, actually, I was meant to fight on APFC. I had a
Sorry.
fight scheduled. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But my opponent ended up pulling out. I think like a week out of it. So I still went over, like hoping I'd get a late replacement. But it ended up not happening. So I just went and cornered and watched Keith's fight. And just spent the time away, just talking to the Showtime crew and just getting a feel of like just uh just how they run things and stuff, and just meeting them, talking to them, and stuff like that.
Yeah, sorry, no, I actually remember talking to you the week of the
Yeah,
fight.
yeah,
It happened. Sorry,
yeah,
that just a
yeah.
blank there. But how was it going over? Watching Keith go do that, and what was it like the way they ran things over there? Like, did you like the way the show looked? Is it something you'd look to get on if they did come back to the UK or possibly Dublin? I'd say UK is more likely to happen. Is it a show that you'd like to get back on?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, just yeah, it was just ran everything ran smoothly from what I can remember, and the production was good. Everything was good. Jendo and Damien, the main guys I was talking to, they're very like nice guys, and obviously, Anthony Pettis. I didn't get to talk to him too much, but just seeing him there was just like cool, because I've been watching him since I was a kid. It's pretty cool, and now just looking back, like I'm just like I was meant to fight on a card, Anthony Pettis' show, and I was like watching him since I was like young and stuff. So it was crazy, like surreal for me. I was a bit disappointed I didn't get to actually fight on the card, but just being there, and talking to the guys, was pretty cool for me.
Yeah, it'd be surreal to be in the presence of someone like Showtime Pettis and I
Yeah.
like what him and I spoke to Damien and Jendo as well because he used to work for FCC. I spoke to them about current fighters that are kind of around. I remember at one stage mentioning the likes of Keaton and people to them,
Mm.
and I love what they're doing. They're coming in, getting a load of Irish young fighters, kind of from their amateur down and pro, and then trying to help their career. But Cage Legacy, obviously, you've got the belt. I know there's a show this weekend, which you obviously won't be able to make. But are you looking to start defending that belt? Are you looking to get in on any shows anytime soon? Because there has been a little bit of spell of not inactivity. There hasn't really been shows, but are you looking to get back in the cage now?
Yeah, yeah. I am looking to get back in the cage, but I will be a bit inactive for the next few months because like I have like some personal things that I have to deal with for the next few months. But definitely like once like around towards the end of summer, I want to be getting the fights in because getting as much amateur fights in as I can towards the end of the year because I'm still eyeing up going pro next year. So yeah, so the later half of this year. I want to get as many fights in as I can.
Yeah, no, and like that when you've personal things going on, that's first and foremost take care of them.
Yeah,
Because you still are quite young. You've
yeah,
got your whole career. So take the time you need for you, make yourself
mhm.
make that all whatever you need to do and then fighting will be there when you get back. But you talked obviously about going pro there. You're 11 and 3 and like that or 11-4. That's a lot. How many fights from your first fight to kind of now? Like in what space of time did you accumulate? I want to say it's about 2 years, isn't it?
Yeah. It's about 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years. I've had 14 amateur fights. So yeah, so I'm 11-3 now, and I've fought. Most of them are actually at IMAFs. Uh, so yeah, I've fought. I don't know how many regional fights I've had. I like to say like five or six, but like most of my 14 fights have come from IMAF, and yeah, in the space of like 2 years, around 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously you went to the final, the IMF. I think you were the kind of standout performer of that because you had a longer route to most other people as well. You had to fight 5 times, I believe it was, wasn't it? Whereas sometimes
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
most people kind of get like maybe that they fight 2 or 3 times or four
yeah,
times, but
yeah.
like to fight 5 times. What was that like doing that day by day and having to make the weight? And how disciplined
Yeah.
have to be when obviously people are getting knocked out, they're starting eating all their nice
Yeah,
food beside you.
yeah, I know, yeah, yeah, yeah. It was hard, yeah, but obviously I know like the IMAFs like was is gonna be hard. Like that's why I do them, like because uh I found that like doing the IMAFs really like helped me with the regional scene because like there's just such a big difference where like you have to like make weight every day and like you don't have time to like really like refuel yourself with food and stuff. You're pretty much fighting straight away after you weigh in and stuff and uh just uh just everything, but yeah, it was hard like finding. I actually at the Worlds in Serbia, I was meant to have 5 fights. I had 4 fights because my the first guy I was meant to fight missed weight, so then I just went automatically through to the next round, and then I had the 4 fights. I think my first fight was against Ukraine, and I won that by TKO. And then I fought Armenia, and I won that by unanimous decision. and then I fought Kazakhstan and I won that by unanimous decision. And then I fought Tajikistan in the final against Uzbek, and that didn't really go my way. I lost the decision, but you know, I learned a lot from it, and just more experience, valuable experience gained. So yeah, I was happy. It was a very good trip for me. I really enjoyed it, and I'm happy. I was happy to come away with the silver.
Yeah, no, and like that, like I said, you were the standout kind of performer from Team Ireland. But when you look at like Ukraine, Uzbekistan, like these are all wrestle heavy countries that people, when they see them, they're like, oh, fuck. But you like that. You obviously took away a lot of learning from them, and like you said, it helps you on the regional scene because when you go to IMAS, you're fighting the best of best, and obviously, other than your opponent missing weight, the chances of a pullout are slim because people want that goal. Is that what you like about those competitions? It's not going to be all talk until a week before the fight, and then the fight goes missing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, that I like. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Um, Yeah, it's just and also just like the level as well. Like just like fight like all the because every country has like their they'll probably have their nationals or whatever where they compete to be like who's the best in their own country, and then they get picked to go and fight in the IMAF. So it's like you're fighting all the best people from every country. So it's like that's what I really like about it. You get to fight all these different bodies. The highest guys, highest level guys you can fight.
Yeah, and obviously you're talking about your time frame for potentially going pro. Will you be looking to another IMAF competition again? Will you be able to fit that in that time frame, or are you going to focus more on the regional scene and look for a couple more belts, maybe? What's your
Yeah.
thinking?
Yeah, ideally, yeah, another IMAF, yeah, and just depends with the dates and stuff. Like, I'd probably pick an IMAF over a show, but like, it just depends, like see how things play out. But like, I know Chaos is happening again in November, and I'd be looking to maybe fight for the bantamweight belt on that. But I know that's around the same time as the IMAF Worlds in Uzbekistan, so. I just have to kind of like just suss it out and see what I would want to do.
Yeah, no, like that. Yeah, see a lot. I think it is November. They usually land around every year. The
Yeah,
IMAC Worlds and
yeah,
Chaos like that runs kind of one at the start of the year, one at the end of the year. So
yeah,
hopefully maybe the Chaos one comes in October. Or
yeah,
maybe not, but we'll see. You've got
yeah.
like that. That's in the future. But this weekend, talking about going pro, one of your teammates is going pro this weekend. Another like yourself, another like really young bright star. Keith Kyo has been around for a while. He's going to be making his debut in Cage Lexi. Will you be going over? And how do you feel as a fighter and as a teammate when you see someone like him taking that step on this show in Liverpool? It's going to be massive.
Yeah, yeah, it's honestly inspiring, just same with Alex going pro and stuff, like it really spurs you on, like just seeing like the work that he puts in, training with him every day, and Gaz, and training with Gaz Hickey, he's our strength and conditioning coach, he's Keith has put like some amount of work in with him and stuff, so just seeing him like put the work in just motivates me to put the work in, and yeah, he's looking sharp and looking ready, I won't actually be going to Liverpool. I'll be watching the stream, but yeah, like he's just gonna go in and do the job.
Yeah, I reckon he will as well. He's so good. He's like, and that one loss he has is kind of a bit of it's
Yeah, controversial. Yeah,
yeah, but like that, at least it was that amateur and not pro. But like that, you don't only
Mhm.
just have him. You've got the likes of Ross. You've got Jordan Bradshaw. You've got Rory Murphy, who had a fantastic win against a really good Brian Draper the weekend. What's the atmosphere in the gym right now? Because for me, Alexander O'Sullivan and Debs O'Sullivan are doing a fantastic job. And like for a small gym, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but you don't have the space and stuff like the SPG, but you really make use of what it just really shows it goes to about the teaching and the teachers because look at what they're producing. What's it like for you being in that gym?
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, like just the level, like as you're saying, like we're not like a huge gym, but we have like there's so many training partners for me, like like Alex, like Ross, Keith, Joro, and Henry, like as well as one, and just so many people like names like who haven't even gone amateur yet, who are like in my opinion are like top level amateurs, and future pros, and so yeah, the buzz around the gym is just crazy at the minute, with Keith going pro and stuff. So yeah, it's a great atmosphere, and I'm really happy to be part of this team.
You know, it is a fantastic team. Like I said, Henry's another one who really came out of the blocks last year. And it's when you look at the younger kids, like you said, that are coming through now, even at the level you are, your age is quite scary how good you are. When you look at these people coming behind you, do you see like the levels increasing, like for the younger athletes as well? You know, like in 5 years' time, you look back at them, let's say, and maybe go, Jesus, I wasn't that level then. Do you think MMA evolved so much that it's just constantly getting better, and the younger people coming through are just coming out like world class, like elite fighters, even into the amateur stage?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Like the kids these days will be even better than I am, in like 5 years time, just because that's just how like, the sport evolves and stuff. And there's so much like there's so much information out there now that like before like uh you might like be limited to like only like what you do in the gym or whatever, but now like we can like there's so much things we can look at online, there's so many like instructionals, like breakdowns and stuff, so like we can like do our work in the gym but then also our work outside the gym. And I feel like a lot of the kids these days, like including myself obviously, like will like they'll study the game, and just really like use everything we have nowadays that maybe like fighters wouldn't have back then.
Yeah, because I remember talking to Brian Moore. Obviously, you know Brian Moore, SPG. He was telling
Mhm.
me years ago
Yeah,
they used to go and they used to be on boards.ie. They used to be on, like, if someone had a tape, a VHS of something got to do with jiu-jitsu, they would all go around
yeah,
and watch it. And it could be like the
yeah,
most simple technique, but it just shows
yeah,
how far it's come. I'm gonna let you go. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I can't wait to see you come back and get back in action. Like I said, you're one of the top prospects among many at the minute. Is there anything you want to say before you go, or anyone you want to shout out? And once again, thank you for your time.
mhm. Yeah, just shout out to everyone at CMAC, and Gaz Hickey for the strength and conditioning and stuff. But yeah, like other than that, yeah, just thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
No, it's my pleasure. I've been trying to get this one for ages, since the last one, anyways. And like that, you've gone on and done so many more things since then. And I can't wait for our next catch up. So thank you so much and enjoy the rest
Yeah,
of your day.
yeah, thank you. You too.